Welcome back to another Tottenham at All member show with myself, the Roadman, and Mr. Dagul. We signed a new winger. Stay tuned here. Welcome back to another member show here on Tottenham on Tour. I'm bloody knackered. I've burnt my head. Dagul, how are you?
Yeah, I'm okay in general. I'm okay. I hope everyone else is good. It's Friday. The Premier League is back, and 9 months of heartache, joy, and every other emotion in between is about to be upon us.
Yeah, it is. It is. Before we get into that, and before I do the comments, Andrew Gregory, sir, what is this?
Big up, Andrew.
Big up, mate. Big up. Thank you very, very much. It is massively appreciated. Thank you very much. Big up, Brian and David and Evening Brews. And a big up to you, Andrew Gregory. Big up, sir. Right, let's get into the comments before we get into it. Psycho Fox, big up. YouTube member. Curly Norman, big up, big up. Matty Kushner, YouTube member, big up, big up. Alex Gomez, YouTube member, good morning. Eugene S, YouTube member, big up. Roman and chat, big up, sir, big up. John Ratcho wants a pun, a rhyme. Big up to you, big up to you. David Marshall, YouTube member, big up. Good evening, good evening. Nige and Pure Coys, big up. What the F is Ange Bull? Big up to you. Nobody knows yet. Big up Sean Slater, YouTube member. We'll be talking about Donnelly, don't you worry. Big up Tweakser, YouTube member. Side answer, Tottenham Hotspur FC83. Good evening. Sorry, your name just wigged me out then. Craig O'Sullivan, sir, big up YouTube member. Jazz Fusion, greetings. MZ Hammer, YouTube member. Audio Artisan, evening. Chris Davison, evening. Max Lyon, YouTube member, big up. Happy Friday to you. Ryan McFarlane, YouTube member, big up. Lee Harvey, YouTube member, big up. I have to keep saying this. There's so many. Jimmy Hotspur, good evening. David Marshall, good evening, YouTube member. Stuart727, big up, YouTube member. Ilmatic, big up to you. Michael Hellman, YouTube member. Big up Angus, big up sir, YouTube member. And last one, Davo, YouTube member. Afternoon. Well, let's get into this. I'm knackered. I'm burnt to a crisp. I've been out all day in the blistering sun. How are you, Dagul?
I'm good, mate. First of all, I'm just if Psycho Fox is in the building, he wanted to get in touch with us. I've just put my email in the chat. That's my personal email. The email for the channel is on Tottenham on Tours YouTube page when you go into contact, and also on our Twitter. Good evening, Fran. But yeah, do you know what? Today has been a bit of a weird one. I was going to do this pre-recorded, but rather than me doing it twice, I'm going to have a little discussion now regarding everything. And I did something before called From the Heart. And today has just been the perfect day for me to speak about this from the heart. And I'm just going to call it a rant, call it a monologue, call it whatever you want. But I'm just going to break down what I think is happening with us as a club, us as a fan base and everything. And listen, the first thing I'm going to start with is obviously the madness that's gone on today because we've signed a player from Burnley. Now, first of all, we all support Tottenham Hotspur and we want what is best for Tottenham Hotspur. Now, whenever I think of Tottenham Hotspur and I want to explain to people who we are and what this football club is, I will go onto YouTube and find that video that Tottenham Hotspur play or used to play before games with Trigger, Roger Lloyd-Pack, doing the video when it was called We Are Tottenham, and they talk about all the legends that played for this football club. And no matter how old you are or how young you are, you're born and bred and you learn your history about this football club. And obviously we can talk Gascoignes, we can talk Greaves, we can talk Gilzine, we can go Ginola, we can go Klinsmann, we can go Sheringham, we can go Alan Mullery, Dave Mackay, Mike England, Pat Jennings, Hugo Lloris. You can name a position where we have had icons at this football club. Were they bought as icons? Maybe not. Did they come through our youth academy, some of them, to become the brightest stars? Yeah, they did. But this football club has always, to me, stood for greatness. As a football club, forget the ownership. This isn't right now about the ownership. This is about what this football club stands for. This club stands for a lot of things, doing things first. The first FA Cup as a non-league team, 1901, never to be repeated. First team to win the European Cup. First team to win the FA Cup 8 times. First team, so many firsts. And this signing today has set ablaze the people that are either pro-Levy, anti-Levy, pro-Ange, anti-Ange, pro-Tottenham Hotspur, anti-Tottenham. This is ridiculous. You look at this now. I'm going to start talking about this signing a bit. I am all for bringing through the youth. I have championed it on many, many, many occasions, none more so than when I talk about Alfie Devine. I am all for these signings. I am all for it. But I have always said it's always good buying lumps of coal, hoping that they will turn into diamonds. But what you need to do is bring some diamonds along to help them, like other teams do. They'll bring in a few youth, but they'll bring in a few stars to help them along the way. Well, if someone has said to me, or someone has said to all of you in the 117 watching, however many on social media, or just Tottenham fans in general that are on you, don't watch YouTube, and just literally are Tottenham fans, if someone has said to you that we would have signed Dominic Solanke, 2 teenagers from the Championship, and re-signed Timo Werner, I can tell you, if you're serious and honest to yourself like I am, you'd put your hand on your heart and you'd say, what the hell is that? People are now talking about this kid like he's the second coming of Christ. Now, do I think he's a good player? Yes. Do I think he could be electric in the future? Yes. I am one who people will know on social media. I can be very outspoken, very opinionated about what we do, how we do it, who's behind it. I literally this summer, like I've always said, taken a step back, looked at the bigger picture. I put a tweet out saying, yep, we've gone down the data analytics, which is something I wanted. I championed it last year. And then Jane Flower, I don't know who's in the chat because I can't see the chat, when we didn't get Raya and I went nuts and we got Vicario, he said to me, Brian, you wanted to go down data. But then when we go down data, which was right. He called me out, which was right. And people know James Flower's one of my dearest friends. He was right. I'm all for going down the data. I appreciate it. I see it. But what I will say is we've had other directors of football. You look at Paratici, who doesn't do it and has found stars. Just because it's gone down the data analytic doesn't mean huge success. Not that I'm slating this player, but literally when I put on this tweet, I want players that walk into this first team and improve this first team to challenge. My God, he's played 30 games for Burnley. He's Premier League ready. That's the qualification now. You played 30 games in a Burnley team, with no disrespect to Burnley. You're now qualified to be a starter for Tottenham Hotspur. We have this great youth products coming through that we've sent out to get experience and create a pathway. And the way we've created a pathway is by sending them out on loan, but replacing them with even younger players. So it's like you go out on loan because you're not good enough and get the experience, or you're not ready. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a player that's played 30 games for Burnley, who we are going to put our trust in because he's first team ready. Now, like I said, the data backs some of this, what we need up. There's been mixed reaction from Burnley fans. And again, I'll say I've championed Archie Gray. From the very second he signed, I've championed it. But the way we're now doing it is we're saying that all these signings, he can walk into the first team now. People are telling me Archie Gray will walk into the first team. I hope he does. Do I think he will? No. Do I think he's the finished article in Premier League ready? No, I don't. I look at this, and one thing I will say, and people think I'm always so anti-Levy, we can't accuse Daniel Levy and Tottenham Hotspur of not spending money because he's spent money. And there's that photo that's come out that said we are the second highest spenders since he's been here. So we are factually spending money, but are we doing it correctly? Time will tell. I went on We Are Tottenham TV, and I keep getting told we're signing a player in a few years. These players will be great. These players will be great. Well, what happened to about bringing in players to make this season great? What happened to I don't get it. And then what will happen? We've had it before where players have turned great. We've got to where we're just a fraction away from doing things, and we either sell our players for parts because of Real Madrid or whatever come in, or the players that have been here longer want to leave because they haven't won anything. So I don't get why this transfer right now, and it's leading me now to this goddamn fan base, this toxic fan base. And I'm talking about toxic whether you're like me and leave you out, you leave you in, you're Ange in, you're Ange out, you do the hokey cokey, whatever you want. This fan base, all they want to do is bitch and moan. Bitch and moan. Whether it be YouTubers, whether it be people that watch YouTube, whether it be people on Twitter with big accounts, fake accounts, troll accounts, small accounts. All they do is argue. And I've seen it today in my own eyes to me, as people will know I never get personal. Speak about the discussion. But all people want to do is call people names, whether it's on your real account, your fake account. Why haven't you just supporting the team and just having a disagreement and having a debate like we do on this show, like we have had with people in the chat? Do you know what? I have welcomed Dominic Solanke, as have many others. I think he's going to be a great signing now. Fully on board it, and get why he has come. And he starts. But people telling me this guy's a first teamer for Tottenham, don't agree, but that's your opinion. But I just don't get where this vile, and like I said, it is coming from all over the shop. It's not from one side. It's not from this side. It's from whether you don't like the player, we'll bitch and moan about that. But you won't talk about that. You can't discuss the player's attributes and where he's from and do you think he'll do well. No, we have to get personal. Whether it be the manager, are you Ange in? Are you Ange out? Nope, you can't just say, I don't think he's right for the job because of this. I think he is good for or bad for the job. No, you have to bitch, moan, insult. Then, obviously, people in the chat here, you talk about the board. You can't argue without you lose all credibility when you bitch and moan and get personal. And whilst all this is happening, if you do feel the way I do about the board, and many others, I use me because it's obviously me talking, how are you going to get change if you're calling every person out? If you're bitching and moaning and getting personal, it's why I've taken a step back. I will deliver the same message. I'm as Levy out as I was yesterday. I'll be even more Levy out tomorrow because I want change at this football club. I don't think things are right at this football club. We have paid, the season ticket prices have gone up. Everything goes up. But once again, when you demand the concerts, we get all the great concerts. We get all the great sporting events. We get all the great extra stuff like the Skywalk, the F1. Is it wrong of me to want better players for my football club? Is it wrong for others to want better at their football club? No. But again, we have to bitch, we have to moan, we have to get insult, we have to take the piss out of each other. It's getting to a point where it's not even about football anymore. It's not even football anymore. And I'm mainly talking about that vile cesspit app Twitter, which is, like I said, I've gone on Cowlin's show. The comments of me on Cowlin's show, the YouTube comments after it, are nothing but complimentary. Yeah, the odd one going, oh, Dagul's there, I don't like him, leave you out. But that's fair play. But the absolute disgust we have as a fan base for each other, just because we feel a different way, is absolutely horrific. Now, we could sign up. We could sign a couple of very good players within the next 2 days because the new buzzword investigating has come out. So they were investigating those two players could be 2 stars. And then everything I've just said, like I want diamonds for these lumps of coal, falls into line. Yes, I would have wanted it earlier. We've got 2 weeks of this window left. If we had signed, let's just say, an Eze, and I'll use Ryan's favourite, Conor Gallagher, and then this guy had come in, would there be this uproar? Would there be this? No, because the stars have come in first. I've learned many a times that at this football club, expect the unexpected. And it could be that those 2 stars come in. But then again, it could be that they don't. At the moment, I do not think the players that have come in strengthen our Premier League team. Probably Europe and Cup. And you know what? This young kid could come in and set the world alight. He could do. But I go back to what I said at the beginning. When we've had our Gazzers, our Ginolas, our Hoddles, our Waddles, our Berbatovs, our Harry Kanes. Players that make you, and not just you as Spurs fans, the rest of the Premier League go, holy crap, Spurs mean business. And unfortunately, I don't believe that's what we've done with this signing. Happy to be proven wrong. Happy that in 2 years' time, he could be putting up trees. But what about now, Spurs fans? What about bloody now? So it's got to the point as well with Twitter, I think I am literally just going to post shows that we do. Because if I go full on Levy out, as do others, I'm negative, I'm toxic, I'm this, I'm that, I'm every name under the sun. If I take a step back and put it in a positive light, and I haven't used the Levy out hashtag once this summer, not once. When I say something positive, oh my God, you're an idiot. Why are you thinking you cannot win on these apps? Because people just want to bitch and moan. And it's getting to the point, people, where I don't even think people on that app even care about the success of Tottenham. I don't, honestly, and I'm not saying that for everyone. I'm saying the troll accounts, the fake accounts, the accounts that think they know everything. I want Spurs. If Spurs win the league this year, all right, let's not get ahead of ourselves. If Spurs win a cup this year, the very first thing I'll do is come out and say, do you know what? We backed Ange. I wasn't sure on these players. These players have proved me wrong, and I'm delighted to be proven wrong. No problem, because all I want is success at Tottenham. That's all I want. But even that won't deter some people. They will still bitch and moan and say, oh, why wasn't it 5 years earlier? Why do we have to wait 14 managers? Or then on the other side, I told you you should. This place, I've got to the point now where I'm understanding and realising that a lot of people, and this isn't how the genuine fans, many that I've got to meet via doing this and being on social media, the thousands that go to the ground week in, week out, wherever you start. This isn't a dig at those people. It's at the people that literally, no matter what you do, they just want to argue. And the season's upon us now. We shall see. If the window closes like it is now, I won't be happy. I won't be happy with the money we've spent and the quality brought in. Ask me again in 6 months, I could say, do you know what, I've got it wrong. In 6 months' time, we could be saying, my God, this has been a disaster. In 6 months' time, we could be saying, oh, my God, this is a success. And who knows, within the next 2 weeks, we could be doing exactly the same thing. But this fan base needs to have a long, hard look at themselves. And I include myself in that. And the way I conduct myself. Because this is absolutely ridiculous what's going on today. And all we want is a successful Tottenham. And if you just focused on that, rather than these petty arguments, these petty troll accounts, and all the bitching and moaning, because I've enjoyed it this summer. This summer, taking a step back and being like I am, has been one of the best summers for me since doing this. But we're getting to the point where it just needs to stop. It just needs to stop. We need to back our manager because the manager needs time. My personal view. We don't get anywhere with chopping and changing. I didn't want this player. Let's face it, no one knew of this player until this broke. Or you may have known about him because you saw him in the Premier League. But I can guarantee you, I could ask 1,000 Spurs fans, not one of them would have said, yeah, do you know I hope Spurs bring in that winger from but not one of them. He puts the Spurs shirt on, I back him. So back the manager, back the players. We shall see what happens with this board. People know my stance and it will never change. But this is getting ridiculous on social media. Let's all pull in the same, or try to pull in the same direction now the Premier League's here, and back the lads on the pitch and the man on the side of it, rather than bitching and moaning at each other. And you know what? I think I'm going to end from the heart right there before I go full on. But I just needed to get this out because we've gone to a point where this is nuts. It's nuts in this fan base, and I just can't. I can't carry on like this, and especially with everything on social media. But yeah, sorry I ranted and raged for a bit. Yeah, I'll hand back over to you, mate. I need a vape after that. Bloody hell.
Yeah, no, I did as well. I when he was speaking. But hello, everyone. I'm here. Good afternoon. Big up Brian for that. We all have a passion. Football is a passion. Spurs are a passion. You've got the platform to voice what you want to say about it. So there we go. If anyone has an issue with that, go to bed, have a sleep, drink water, get a grip of your life. But anyway, big up Peter Cahigas, YouTube member who's just gifted one Tottenham on Tour membership. So if you were lucky enough to receive that membership, please thank Peter in the comments. We do appreciate massively. So yeah, this is the member show at 6:30 in 5 minutes time. Is it 5 minutes time? It is 5 minutes time. A link will be posted to our YouTube for members to click and join. You can come on the show. You can speak to me and Brian, and you can voice how you're feeling about the club, how you're feeling about transfers, how you're feeling about this new player, and anything else you want. So yeah, take a rest, David. Let Brian get a word in. I know. I'm sorry I talk too much, don't I? It's the Welsh in me.
No, you know what it is as well. Like I said, I've seen a couple of comments in, but it's right as well. And I will say, like I said, I know what gets said from people on my side, but getting told to go support another team because you want better is the most childish. Go support Chelsea, go support City. It's also, when you look at it, it's also childish. On all sides, it's just so goddamn childish. And now the Premier League season is here. We'll see what lies instead. We'll see what happens. But it's just got to stop. I know what I've just said won't stop anything. It won't. I just need to get it out there because when I try to be more laid back, relaxed, to then get told I'm this, I'm that, and I'm just talking about me. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, and the whole Go support go support another team if you want instant success. Supported Tottenham over 40 years. I've said we've been waiting. How is waiting 16 years instant success? How is that instant success? Make it make sense.
It doesn't, mate. And that's the thing, though. Like we said, we've said many times about the community on this channel, right? To each and every one of you in the comments, yes, we get the odd troll, but the majority of you are so great because when you come into the comments, you're kind, you're opinionated, but you do it in the correct way. You don't try and insult or be negative in that sense. So I appreciate you all. And to anyone that is, you will be banned because we're not interested. It's boring. It's just you're just wasting your time. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, what is it to talk about?
Well, I was going to talk about his new signing, but yeah, unfortunately, I got the notification we signed him. I looked at my phone, didn't know the name, put it down, and I spent the next 4 hours after we signed him watching my mate take scratches out my car with a grinder thing, whatever it is, polishing tool. I didn't even know this kid existed. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? And I've seen the fan base, I've seen the YouTube things, people are pulling up the compilations and everything. People putting up stats, comparing to this player, comparing to that player, saying he's completed the most dribbles, top 6, and all this stuff. I don't care. Unfortunately, I don't care. I said, and you can go back on Morning Brews, it was a while ago when this window opened, I said that Levy is going to give Ange youth players because when you give him youth players, you build that youth player up, he becomes really good. What do? You sell that player, you get mass profit.
Yep,
that's how I feel. That's the route we're going, and I said that ages ago. I'm at the point now with this club, with the way the fan base is, with everything, right? So what we signed him, he gets a year. I give a player a year. That's it. Simple as. Player gets 1 year, and then I'll make my decision after that. You seen that with me with Brennan Johnson, didn't you, Bri?
Yep.
I gave him a year. He hasn't performed in pre-season. I can't say some of the things I said on here because we will be demonetized, banned, and probably kicked off YouTube forever.
Yes.
But it involves sheep and Welsh people. You can work that out. I'm Welsh, so it's not bad. I'm allowed to say it. But anyway, yeah. Unfortunately, this is what the fan base do. Some will hype up the player because they're just excited the signings happen. Some will slate it down because it is the way it is. So, yeah. It is what it is. I'm looking forward to it. I don't care. The season's starting tonight. I'm going to watch the United game just to laugh and tell my brother how rubbish his team is. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the season, mate. I don't allow Tottenham to affect my mood anymore. I'm done with it. What affects my mood is what's happening in my life and what I can control. Right. I can't control it. Who cares? But on that note, everyone, if you all remember, the link should be live on our YouTube right now. You can click the link. It will bring you to the Streamlord, and you can feel free to join us and talk. Not Angus McDowell. You're not allowed because you're Arsenal and the season started and you can shush. I'm only joking. Of course you can. Of course you can. Anyone could join. If you're a member, come on, join in and let's have a chat.
Yeah, remember there's
apparently, apparently, Paul O'Keefe came out. I got a message from Ryan. Whether it's true or not, who knows? I'm only joking, Angus. I'm joking, but who knows? Apparently, there's still 2 more players to come in. Right,
right, so we're investigating.
Oh, we're investigating, are we? Oh, good. Sherlock Holmes on the case. Sherlock Holmes on the case.
That's the buzzword. Listen, there's loads to talk about. There is obviously Jane Donnelly going out on loan. What I will say is, well, you've got an hour and a half to enter our Tottenham on Tour Fantasy Football League because the season will be very, very shortly kicking off. So if you do want to join, it's in our community section. It's also on the channel's Twitter, my Twitter, Sean's Twitter. Alfie Devine possibly going to Sheffield Wednesday. Jamie Donnelly's new contract. Who are the 2 new players? There is loads to talk about. Loads and loads. And it's the time for you guys to have your say. And we do have our first guest, and he's been an ever-present.
Yeah, just quickly, Brian. Just quickly. Sorry, Eugene. I do apologize for cutting you off. Kyle, it is in there. I've just looked now, and it is in the community section. I can see it right now. It went up for members 1 minute ago.
There you go, Kyle. You got to give it time, buddy. You got to give it time. Eugene, how are you, buddy?
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm good. How are you?
All good, mate. All good. What do you want to bring up and talk about first, buddy?
I was inspired by your rant, Brian.
Thank you, sir.
Good. Yeah, no. Just also want to go on a mini rant, kind of based on what you were saying, Brian. With this new signing, with this kid, I'm not gonna pretend I know or I've seen him play many times. You know, I just saw the highlights. It's just funny though. Some fans on one side think he's the next Yamal, and then the fans on the other side who were complaining that we didn't go for Somerville are now complaining that we signed this kid. The issue is, I'm all for the signing. He would be great instead of Timo, right? He would take Timo's spot. The issue is we still need a legitimate right winger. We need a top player. If this kid is going to be the only signing that we make for the wing, regardless of how good he is and how much potential he has, it's not good enough. I'll be disappointed. My only concern is and hope is that what some fans did to Johnson last year, that we give this kid some time and not get toxic after 1 or 2 and 3 games. And same goes for Solanke. I have a feeling if Solanke doesn't score in our first couple of games, fans are going to get on him and get toxic. So my hope is that we give these players time and not start fighting with each other. But overall, again, I hope he works out. Looks like a talent, but if he's the only player that we sign for the offense, I'll be disappointed. He's not good enough for us to make that leap and close the gap.
Yep. Before I get Dave to ask you the next question, Donovan, I can see your message. The way you get onto the show, it's the member show. You can join to become a member, and then the link will be in the community section for you. So that's where that'll be. Gone. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah. So Eugene, basically, obviously, with these youth players we're buying and stuff like that, and obviously Solanke being our main, as you would say, experienced signing, do you think with the reports that there's 2 more coming, do you think we'll still be going with that youth route? Or do you think we'll add more experienced? How are you feeling about that news?
To be honest, I'm trying to ignore all the reports. Like Brian said, following all the ITKs and all the rumors are going to drive me crazy. I'll be just bitter and upset that we didn't sign whoever that we're linked to. In the perfect world, we would sign another winger and a midfielder. But given our numbers, I'm assuming that Solomon is going to go out on loan. But even then, and Hill is going to go out on loan. But now we have what? Timo's son on the left, Johnson, Kulu on the right. Now this new kid, I'm not sure if we have enough spaces in the squad for 1 more winger. That's my concern. But again, in the perfect world, I would want another top right winger and the midfielder. I saw the links to Locatelli. Again, I'm not gonna pretend that I've seen him play a lot. To me, he seems a bit slow. But I'm not an expert on Serie A, so if he comes in, I'll give him a chance.
Yeah, I agree. I actually asked Ben, my morning brews bro, about Locatelli and that, because I don't follow any other leagues. I follow Tottenham pretty much. I watch Wrexham because I'm a second team. I like Wrexham, and I am forced to watch West Ham. Other than that, I don't care about any other team. I care about Tottenham. Yeah. But yeah, for me, with things going the way they are, in your personal opinion, and this is a big question, right? It's a hard one. How do you see our season going? Where do you think we will realistically finish if you're the 2 players you asked for, and they are Premier League proven, they are good, they're not just kids, players you want in your head? Where would we finish, do you think? It's It's a
Can I
hard
say
question.
very quickly before you answer, Eugene? Donovan, thank you for becoming a channel member. You will find the link in the community section for you to be able to come on and have your say. Back to you, Eugene. Sorry for interrupting you, buddy.
No worries. I mean, it's tough to say. Again, like the way we are right now, we'll get fifth if we're lucky. And we're talking about Eze. I know, Brian, just like you, really wanted Eze, but now looking at our squad for 60, 70 million, I'm not sure where he fits in. I would rather take that money and spend it on the top right winger. But again, I doubt that that's what's going to happen. If we get 2 more signings, I think we can challenge for third. I've been arguing with a lot of fans saying that the rivals around us, even though they did make signings, they're not the signings that I would say, wow, those are top players. Liverpool didn't bring anybody in yet. Doesn't look like they will. So if we get 2 more signings in, I think we can get third and challenge for cups. My wish is just go all in for Europa. I would just say, you know what? Just ignore the league, play the kids in the league, but go all in for Europa. I know that's not going to happen, but that's what I would do. But with 2 more signings, the best we can do at this point is, probably challenge for third. If we don't make any signings, it's going to be 5th or 6th, and hopefully we can make a run in the cups. So.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Hey, it's your opinion, and it's very valued. If anyone in the chat wants to give their predictions of where we're finishing, I've seen a couple of people say 8th and stuff like that. I don't think we will. Personally, I don't think we'll finish 8th. No, we're getting relegated, and it's going to be fun. I'm only joking.
No, I will listen. I will say, when it comes to talking about going to finish in the league, right now, if the window closed tomorrow, I would literally probably say 7th. And that's not being bad. It's literally because I think Manchester United will do something. If Newcastle can stay injury-free, their squad is very, very good. We know how dangerous they can be. West Ham, you got to worry about. It could be a problem, but like Eugene said, I think it comes to the point, if you want to get Champions League football for Tottenham Hotspur this year, the only way we get it is by winning the Europa League.
I agree. Exactly. Just got to go in. And I know the chat is going to jump on me, but I was just looking at our defensive stats. Our defense was shambolic, right? 61 goals, but we were still 9th. And if we clean up our set piece defending, which again, that's a big if, since we have a short squad, so we don't have any, big players, or at least a lot of them. We can improve on defense, and with Solanke, I'm hoping we can score more than we did last year from that number 9 position. So I don't think we're going to finish 8th or 7th, but again, there is only so much we can do if we don't sign top players. So we did not close the gap between us and Arsenal and City, and that's all that matters for me.
Well, I said, like you said, Dave, put in the chat. I've seen a couple of people. Kate said 8th. Uphill Gardner said 7th. Right now, just put league position seriously, not taking the piss, realistically, where you think going into the first game, currently as a squad, where do we stand? Let's see what you got to say. One thing we will talk about now, just very quickly, a couple of things I wanted to, or not couple. Eugene, if we are investigating these, let's play buzzword bingo. Investigating for you now. Does a winger still have to be one, or do you go? Where would your 2 positions be?
Well, like we've talked about for months and months now, right? We need a winger on that right side, and we need a defensive mid. But at this point, I'm confused about what our plan is. Again, it's all about the number of available places in the squad. With this new kid, I'm not sure if we have another squad place for a winger. And the defensive mid, I don't know what Ange wants to do. Obviously, he doesn't want a 6 like all of us do. He wants a hybrid 6-8. So I'm still hoping somebody can come in, but yeah, I'll just be hopeful, but I'm not confident that that's going to happen. So my hunch is nobody's going to come in. That's going to be a big difference to us.
And your feeling now, what's your feelings for Monday?
I really hope that we win. Otherwise, the fan base is going to be on fire. I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be 3-1. We'll do fine. But if we don't, oh man, all hell is going to break loose. And I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, Harry. See, this is the thing. I don't know where you stand with this, and Dave as well. When it comes to Leicester, I keep thinking, you know what, Leicester at the moment, they don't know if they're going to get a massive point deduction. And do they start their Premier League season with, right, let's go all out and try and get as many points on the board as we can? Or do they think, right, let's hold back and defend and at least try and get some points on the board, whether it be a point. I mean, obviously, your first game back in the Premier League and you're live under the lights on Monday Night Football, you'd want to go all out, attack, and give the fans something to cheer. But do you reckon they go all out attack for us, or do you reckon they're like, wait a minute, we got to box clever now because of the point deduction?
I'm hoping, since it's the first game back and they're at home, they're not gonna sit in a low block. I'm hoping they'll attack just to show their fans a good game. But if they do sit in a low block, then we'll be in trouble again. It's funny, like every time I think it's going to be an easy game, it's a tough game, and we draw or lose. Every time I think we'll get pumped, we do well. So, yeah, I think we should get over the line. And I'm excited to see Bissouma suspended because I wanted to see one of the kids start, whether it's Bergvall or Gray, and against Leicester, that's a good game for one of them to start, if not for two of them. So I'm excited to see how they do, but I have a pretty good feeling that we'll be okay on Monday.
There you go. So I'll tell you what we'll leave you with, Eugene. Score prediction.
3-1.
3-1. To us, obviously, yeah?
Yeah. If not, I'm not coming online for about a month because it's going to be.
Oh, dear. Well, the one thing I will say about it is Andrew management is back as of Tuesday. So I've got to talk about it. So that's going to be, if we lose, it's not going to be the greatest. But the best thing about it is I will be at the Scotland Yard Monday. I've missed that place, and there's going to be loads of us down there. And I can see Chris from Toronto is in the building. I hope you can make your way down there this season. It should be good. But Eugene, I'm sure we'll see you next Friday.
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys. Brian.
Always a pleasure. Buddy. Have a great weekend.
Big up, Eugene. Big up. Give everyone in the chat. Give Eugene some love. Thank you for coming on, mate. Thank you for coming on. So, Bryce, shall we bring on the next person?
Yeah, I'll let people know the order. We got people coming on at the moment. Next is going to be the sheriff. Then it's going to be, I think he's driving. I hope he can drive. Yeah. He is driving. Donovan's driving. Yeah. It'll be Sheriff Donovan. And then at the moment, he loves going last on We Are Tottenham TV. So we keep the tradition. It will be KPV. So let's bring the sheriff on and see what the sheriff's got to say.
Big up. How are you?
T-shirt. Look at that T-shirt.
I know.
Yes, the old one.
It is. But
it is the old one. I'm all good. I'm on here to shamelessly promote our show at 8:00 again.
Far away, mate.
Well, well, when I get off of here, I'll put the link in the chat.
You can do. So talk to us, Mark. What do you want to talk about?
Well, to be honest, I'm just fed up with signing people that I got to Google. Are we actually going to... Yeah, it's like a Danny Rose thing. Are we actually going to sign someone I've heard of? You know, it's all right. They always say, don't they? You know, if you buy cheap, you buy twice. You know, and you look at all the money we've wasted on all these like youngsters and that over the years. You're, what's his name? The one from Lee, Jack Clark, and all these type of people. You know, I mean, just buy some players that improve us. Because do you honestly think we've improved since last year? Because I don't. We're sort of standing sideways. You know, we're just sort of milling around.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think we've improved. The jury's out, but what I will say with you is you're right. You look at these people like your Jack Clarks that we've signed in the past that have not worked out, and they've gone on. And the one thing you cannot, as much as people want to bitch and moan or praise this signing, is it's definitely not been cheap.
No.
This is not a cheap deal. Neither was Archie Gray, who I fully expect to do very, very well at this club. I will say, Donovan, as Donovan said, he's lost connection. Donovan, I used to have your number, but I've lost it somehow. Reach out to me on WhatsApp or social media, and we'll get you on when you're not driving one day. I just don't know how to. I mean, Dave, where are you on this when we sign youngsters from the? They haven't always worked out, have they?
They haven't. No, they haven't always worked out. But then you go back to other players we signed who weren't exactly a name. I mean, recently, you know what I mean? No one thought of Vicario. When everyone's looking at, you know what I mean? You're looking at keepers. No one thought of Vicario. No one had a clue about Van de Ven. No one had a clue about Dagul.
Yeah.
These are all young kids who, I'm not being funny, they have improved us. So there is chances that these kids can improve us. But again, we will never know because we don't have a magic ball. We could have an insane season and go win everything. We can have a crazy season and Andrew's sacked within the first 5 months. You know,
well, you never know, do you?
You just don't know. So, unfortunately, these signings could be fantastic. They could be great. I'm looking forward to the season, on my personal opinion. I can't wait to watch us against Leicester on Monday. Am I think we're going to win everything at the moment? Not a hell's chance do I think that. Not a hell's chance. But who knows? Who knows? We just don't know, do we, Sheriff?
Well, there is that. I mean, there is that. But, like, you know, I just want us to sign people that I haven't got to Google. You know? Like, where's Eze? You know? I mean, well, I don't even know what the club's up to. I don't think any of us do. But we've all been on about it. We want Eze. Where's Eze?
Mark, let me ask you this another way. When you heard we were going down the data analytics, because people, what I will say now, this is where I show that I'm balanced and partial, and people kept going on about how do people find these stars and we never find them. I was one of them. I was like, why are Bryson finding Matoma?
Yeah.
Why are this one finding this one? Why is this one finding that one? And we're not. And obviously, it came down a lot with Brighton, especially. It was data analytics. So when you go down the data analytics, you're not always going to find. Oh, you don't need data to look at Eze and say he's a Spurs player.
No.
You know what I mean? So we said, and I was one of them that wants to go down data analytics. I'm all for doing the data analytics. But like I keep saying, I know, Mark, you and I have had this discussion before. It's all well and good doing the data analytics, but like I said in the From the Heart, surely you need to put some diamonds with it.
Yeah. Well, this is what basically I'm alluding to. You know, I mean, it's all right getting all these players that are for the future and they'll be good in like 3 years. Well, 3 years is 3 years. I want to be good now. I want to be good this season. I want to win something.
Correct.
You know, I mean, I grew up and we were winning cups regularly. You know, 2 FA Cups, UEFA Cup. That was in 3 years. And then 7 years later, we won the cup again. You know, since then, it's been very bleak. Very bleak. And that's what, 33 years ago now?
Yep.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? 33 years and we won, what, 2 trophies, I think? Yeah, 2. 2 League Cups. 99, 2008.
Correct.
You know, that's awful. But especially from when I was growing up, you know, and so, all right, I agree with this data stuff because obviously you put the well, I don't know how it works, but You put the parameters in the computer, and it
Yep.
comes up with the best player. But you know, how about the best player is sort of oven ready? You know what I mean? I mean, is there some sort of limits you can put on it? So, like, the best player is like made so many appearances, you know, at a proven level. You know, instead of someone from someone's reserve team that's about 17. You know, I mean, surely they can do that, and so we're better now. You know, not 3 or 4 years.
Well, this is the thing, Mike. You've got to look at it. Like I said, you've got to have the diamonds.
Yeah.
The data analytics, it's literally finding the diamonds in the rough and bringing to your football club. Like I said, we could be doing this fan show in 2 years' time, going, oh my God, this Odebear, what an absolute fucking steal for whatever the fee is. Archie Gray is now a full English international. Alfie Devine is the captain of England because he's just the greatest ever. And it's all from doing this. But like I said, I'm at an age now. My nephews are 12 years old. They haven't even seen us do anything.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember at 12 years old, like you said, we won the FA Cup in 81, the
Yeah.
FA Cup in 82, the UEFA Cup in
UEFA.
82,
Yeah.
the FA Cup final in 87 but lost.
Yes.
Been to 1991 FA Cup fight.
Yeah.
That was 5 finals, 4 wins in the first
In 10 years. 10 years.
12 years of my life.
Yeah.
And there's people that haven't even seen a final.
That's shocking. Well, yeah. Yeah, it must be, I suppose. That's shocking when you think about it.
Champions League final. Sorry, Champions League final.
Well, yeah.
So,
Well, yeah.
so let's say a tournament win.
Yeah,
So,
that's unbelievable.
This is the thing. That's the bit where now everyone thinks, okay, we can keep kicking the can down the road and saying 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, next manager, next. That's the bit that I think all people from my side get at. What about the next? All well and good using this word sustainable. It's all well and good, which I understand, and I can. People talk to me. Respectfully and whatever. I can see their ways. I can see what they say. I can say, do you know what? That does make sense now. You put it this way. And the water toll, Craig. You left the water toll. How dare you leave that one out? But it's got to the point where why are we always aiming for in 2 years?
Yeah. What? To be honest, as these 2 year periods go on, like I'm in my 50s now. You know, like you know, if these 2 years keep going on, I might not see another trophy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The way it's going, you know, I'm just fed up with all this. Like 2 years time, like 2 years is a bloody long time when you get to my age. You know.
It really is. It really is. Dave, I'm going to hand over to you, buddy, because I need to go to the bathroom very quickly.
Okay, cool. Welcome back to me. So basically, obviously, this is the direction we're going now, isn't it, Sheriff? You know what I mean? We're buying the young players. We're going through data and everything. In a hypothetical situation, you're in the room with Ange, yeah? You're the fly on the wall. You're hearing him say, I want data-driven signings. He's got the list. These players have been on the list, right? And he said, yes, I want him, want him, want him. Now, we spent a lot of money on Ange compared to other managers. We can say that money-wise, he's been backed. What if these are the players he wanted, right? And you sat in that room and you heard him say, I wanted this guy, I wanted him, I wanted him, I wanted him. Are you then on that thought of basically Ange is like, you know, he's not interested in these big money, you know, big name signings, these already set, ready players. Do you think that if you were in that situation, or
yes and no? But to be honest, right, these players that we brought in, all right, they may hit the ground running. None of us know, but odds on they're going to be good in 2, 3, 4 years time. You know what I mean? Like the 17-year-olds, probably 4 or 5 years time. The sort of 19, 20-year-old, 2 or 3 years time. You know, it's all relative. But the thing is, like, who's to know he's going to be here in 3, 4, 5 years' time? Because he was signed on a 4-year deal. Who's to say? Well, who's to say that come November we're like 8th or something, or 10th, or come certainly after Christmas we're like 10th, no chance of top 4, and Mr. Levy does what he normally does and pulls the trigger and sacks him. So that's what normally happens. As soon as we got no chance of top 4, the trigger finger gets itchy and the manager's gone. But the good thing this time is that, the fans can sing as much as they want for Pochettino, but he's in America. So personally, I think if Levy sacks him, the fans will go mad and the purple and gold will be out in force.
Probably,
without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, now you said that, I just want to say purple and gold. Now, they won't be coming. Or I say they may. I will say what happened with purple and gold. The people that I stand with, the people that I protest with, the people that are there at home games, we are distancing away from that, because obviously that got what started off that could be something became something that's now become a beacon of hatred.
Oh, is it?
Hatred, whether you are for Levy or against Levy or wherever you stand on that, the association with that became so toxic and so vile. It started off with all goodwill intentions, but then obviously it went down a completely different road on social media. So,
did it?
Yeah,
I honestly didn't. I honestly didn't realize it.
I've taken purple and gold off of all my things.
Because purple and gold was sort of invented in Ben's coffee shop. It was on like Ben's show.
Yep. No, don't get me wrong. It was, and when everyone thinks about it, it still stands for. It'll be synonymous with it, but it's just done a lot more damage than good. And if anything was to happen again, and let's be serious. There's every chance that people might, like myself, could want to protest again, will protest again. It will be done in a completely different way. It will still be up to the club shop or the banners, whatever, but it needs to be done in a way that's actually going to get people on board, not afraid or
quite right.
So if something is going to get done again, it will be done the correct way.
I stood there when you were ill that weekend, Brian.
Yep.
I think the Palace game.
Week.
Yeah, you had the Palace game, wasn't it?
It was indeed.
Yeah. I was at a Palace game, and to be honest, there was about 20 or 30.
Yeah, the most we had was like 200 odd.
Yeah. That was the Man United game.
Yeah, Man U and the Brentford.
Yeah.
But it will be redone, because I know for a fact that people will want to vent their anger again. If Ange was to leave,
yeah.
But like I said, I want Ange to stay.
Well, so do I.
To see out his contract. I want Ange or any manager to see out their contract, at least to have the chance to get their blueprint across. If we've given these young players that suit the Ange system. Remember that phrase, the Ange system, and then sack him like we did with Poch when he got Ndombele in and Lo Celso in. You bring in these players for him, and then you get rid of him. It's all pointless.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, if you keep chopping and changing, you look at the managers we've had, like Poch, and then we go to a defensive manager, and then Nuno, and then, another defensive manager. And now all of a sudden, we got all the players that Conte would like, before this transfer window, and we got an ultra attacking manager, and so there's no continuous stuff, is there? It's just, to be honest, half the time I just give up with this club. If we win something, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
And to be honest, there we go. Stuart, look, I was standing with Stuart. I was, in fact, I think.
Yeah, no, this is the thing where you go. And I will say to DB1fication, if you can join the Premier League Fantasy Football League anytime you want during the season, but your points will only count from when you submit your team. So if you don't get it in, week 1 will be shut off by the time Man U kick a ball. So if you put your team in after that Man U game, your points will only count from week 2. You have to have your team in before kickoff today for your points to count this week.
The only thing I struggled with, because I joined Jose's one, Hotel Cockrell. I joined his, but I couldn't figure out how to join another league. And so I had to Google it.
There you go.
It's quite easy when you know how. I mean, if I can work it out, anybody can. And because I am absolutely useless with computers.
Yeah, well, you know what? So, Mark, what we'll leave you with is, what is your prediction for Monday?
Well, we always beat Leicester. We always do.
Apart from we lost 4-1 last time when Bentancur went off.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Ignore that bit.
Normally.
Who wouldn't want to forget about that, Sheriff? Who wouldn't want to forget about that?
Edit this bit. Edit that bit out. What I just said. All right. Normally, we do beat Leicester. Normally. So it's going to be a tough game. You've got to remember their fans are going to be right up for it. First time, right? They were only at the Premier League for a season, but they're going to be well up for it. But I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 Spurs.
There you go. We'll do a plug for your show, buddy. And then, Joe, after that, I'm going to shut up and Dave is going to do a lot of talking.
Yeah. 8 o'clock, Spurs Diehards, TTID. When I get off of here, I'll go back on YouTube and put the link in for the channel. I think Adrian's been going about 7 or 8 weeks now. We're up to 700 subs. Well, I say we. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just chief moderator on there. but we'll be on at 8 o'clock. And so after this show, please don't leave this one. But after that show, I put the link in. If you want to sub and watch me talk some more nonsense.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so when you see go on. I'll talk. Sorry. When you see the link pop up for the Sheriff Show, click on it. Go drop him a subscribe. Go give him a watch. Drop him a like. That's what we like to do here. So big up, Sheriff. Everyone in the chat, give Sheriff some love. Thank you for coming on and voicing your opinion.
Big up to the pair of you. I was there when you were on Tottenham away, Brian.
I know you've been a long-standing supporter of all
the
channels. Big supporter. So thank you very much indeed.
No worries, brother.
So see you later on, buddy. Put the link for your channel in there.
I will do.
Enjoy, brother. Have a good weekend.
Enjoy,
and you.
Peace out.
All right, I just want to say one thing. Before we bring on the filth, then I am going to put my thing on mute, and I'm going to let you talk to Angus and whatever. But what I will say is, I want to say big up to, and I will keep continuing to big this man up because sometimes he has a bit of a reputation for going in for the jugular and being very, very blunt. But the support he has given this channel from the beginning has been incredible, non-stop. And even he himself, we've been speaking on messages like, do you know what, I need to be a little bit more engaging, a little bit of realising that. So everyone, like I said, one of the reasons we talk a lot is about how good this chat is. And it's always good to see Scott M in the chat, and it's always good to see Scott M in the comments, talking, engaging, like you all do with everyone. So I just want to say big up to Scott M and all the over 200 people that are in here. But now I'm putting myself on mute.
Well, you can't do that because, never mind. Anyway, right. Just a little disclaimer before I bring on the next one. He is a member just because he supports a terrible, terrible club. And I know he can hear me. He's giving me 2 fingers right now. Do not put any hate in the chat. We allow anyone to come on this if they're a member and you can enjoy it, okay? But no hate. maybe a little bit, but not a lot. Nice, eight. Big up, Angus, mate. How are you doing?
Big up. Yeah, not too bad. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. So, how you feeling coming up to the start of the Premier League?
Still need a few players in to strengthen us, but I'm confident.
Yeah. You're looking forward to it? You're looking forward to seeing Arsenal?
Yeah, I am actually. I've missed seeing them. I've missed seeing my team. Yeah.
Who's your first game of the season?
Wolves at home.
Wolves at home. What's your score prediction for that?
4-0.
4-0 against Wolves. Fair enough. So what do you want to talk about?
Angus, I'm going to ask you one question, actually. I'm going to ask you one question.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm an outsider looking in, and I will say you are a team that have recently, like your Emil Smith-Rowe's and other players that have come through the youth academy, been brought through, come up. Obviously, Smith-Rowe's gone blah, blah, but you brought through youth and you started doing better. And I was about to say as a neutral, but you're not a neutral. You're, as a absolute hatred and rivalry, obviously, for the two clubs. As an Arsenal fan, what have you made of our signings and this one we announced today?
I am not scared of you one bit. You just don't worry me at all.
Okay, well, what do you think about us buying youth is what I'm getting at. Where
you're not like you want to go up the table. You're not going up the table. You're going lower with your signings.
Okay.
That's
so if you'd signed this Burnley winger today, what would you have said?
I would have been pissed off because we need class. But we would have slowly integrated them into the team.
Yeah.
Or made fit into the reserve team and then brought him into the first team when he's older, more developed.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you think, obviously, he's going to be our left-sided player, yeah? Because on our right, we've got Johnson, Kulu, and Mikey Moore.
So where's Son going to play then?
That's what I'm saying. Son's on the left.
Oh, yeah.
Yerma and this kid. So you got 3 on the right, 3 on the left. So the youth are going to be this new kid, Ogabart, whatever his name is, I don't even know, and Mikey Moore. Yeah, that's it. And then you got Mikey Moore on that side. And in front of them, you got Timo Werner and probably Johnson. And then in front of them, you got Son and Kulu. So you have time to integrate them, don't you think, with that system? If obviously Ange does that, we have no idea. Son will probably end up playing up front and Solanke will be benched. Who knows? But with that, like that, where do you think? I'm going to ask you a question, right? Where's Arsenal's biggest, weakest right now? And where do you think Spurs is?
Ours is striker.
Yeah. And where do you think our biggest weakness is, in your personal opinion?
There's too many positions to take. Right wing, right back, centre, midfield. Yeah. Goalkeeper even.
You think Vicario's a weakness?
Yeah.
And you think
he's too weak?
Weakness? What about Johnson? You said right side. But would you be happy then if you bought a player who gave you 15 goal contributions in his first season?
If you want to be at low, you got to tap more.
But he out-assisted Ødegaard. He's your most creative player.
No, he didn't.
Okay, let's put it this way.
In the Premier, did yeah.
How many?
No,
how did Pepe do? How did Pepe do at 70 million in his first season?
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing you got to look at. Because you pay 70 million doesn't mean that he's going to be great. Johnson, I think, got more assists than Ødegaard last season. Let's have a look.
Who would you rather have?
I'm doing it now.
You check it. You check it. Listen, I'm not saying he's a better player. That's not what we're saying.
No, we're just talking about then.
Yeah, sorry, Lewis was right. Lewis was right. I said I'm going to go on mute.
Oh, no, there we go. Sorry. Yeah, no. So the equal assists, right? Last season, they both equaled assists. Now, arguably, you would say that Johnson was playing in a worse team than Arsenal because you're an Arsenal fan. You're going to say that. So then
100%.
you're saying he's a weakness, but he managed to do the exact same assist as Ødegaard, who's in a team that was second, challenging from the title, who arguably you say is the better team. So would you then say that technically Johnson wouldn't be a weakness because of what he did in what you would describe as a worse team than what Ødegaard did in assists, obviously. Now, Ødegaard got more goals because he plays more centrally than Johnson does. Do you know what I mean? So in that sense, is he really the weakness? I'd say if you wanted to put anyone there as the weakness, it'd probably be Kulu. But then Kulu last season, I mean, he created more chances than anyone else in the Tottenham team. So
I'd play Kulu centrally if I was you.
I think that's what Andrew's going to do personally. I think next season.
I think that's the best solution because he's not a winger at all. Doesn't have the pace. Does not have the pace at all.
Yeah, I really agree on that. He doesn't have the pace to be a winger. For me personally, where we're weak is a DM, a strong, and either a left back or a left centre back, or either one that can play both positions. Because if we lose Udogie, now that Donnelly's gone out on loan, we're stuck with Ben Davies, who cannot play that left back role. He's been here way too long. Van der Ven gets injured, and we're left with Ben Davies again.
Yeah. Would you take Kieran Tierney?
Not with his injuries, no.
If he wasn't injured, though, would you take him?
Without his injuries, yes. Not as a direct replacement for Udogie, but as a backup to Udogie, 100%.
He's a better left back than Udogie.
He's not, because
and I know that.
Injured.
No. And how do I know that? Because I used to play with him.
Yeah, but you never played with Udogie.
I don't care. I know Kieran Tierney.
Yeah,
I know he's like.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you say that, but he how many consistent seasons has he had?
It's ever since. Do you know what?
So you couldn't even use stats to compare the two. It's all about personal opinion because you would say you play with him, so you know him, blah blah blah, and you'd say he's a better player. For me, I've seen Udogie play more consistently than he has. So I'd say Udogie would be the better player. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the problem. Unless you had them matched equally in the same systems, playing the same amount of games and everything without injuries, it's all down to personal opinion. So you will say Tierney's better than Udogie. I'm saying not a chance. If we were to get Tierney, hypothetically, he would be Udogie's backup.
All right, okay.
Personally, but it's all about opinions. That's the thing. That's what it is. It's opinion.
Yeah.
Right? Just like opinion on Arsenal. You know what I mean? I could sit here and go, Arsenal are the worst team in the world, they're crap, they're rubbish, whatever. Yeah? Your opinion is they're not because you support them. I support Tottenham. That's what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's a rivalry. I don't personally think Arsenal rubbish, crap, or anything. They're doing well at the moment. You know what I mean? You consistently been challenging City. And if you get the striker you need, I think you could push over the line for that. But
which will probably be Brian's favourite player.
Who's that?
Gyökeres.
Don't.
It'd be funny.
It won't be funny.
Brian, it is happening. It's happening. We're in talks with him.
Yeah, talks mean nothing. Talks mean nothing. What's the line? Listen, I think what we've got to say, Angus, because we've got a couple of fans to bring on, and I want to get to watch Manchester United.
I have the game on right now.
What I will say is, it's 8 o'clock kickoff, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, but I've got the coverage on right now.
Okay, yeah, cool. So that's fine. What I will say is, we're going to bring you on. We're going to get a couple of fans from down the road, a couple of fans from the field. You'll be one of them. Then we can have some banter. We can have some proper talk. But we should.
The Command 11 is going to be very fun this year.
Well, yeah, I'm not feeling very optimistic about the NLD, but we'll see what happens the first 3 games. I don't put it this way: the next day I've got my surgery, so I'm just hoping Spurs don't send me. I want to be able to doze off in a nice way whilst under surgery, not knowing we lost to you lot badly. But yeah, we'll get you on, Angus, and I hope we'll beat
Where do you think we're weakest?
Arsenal.
Yeah,
For me personally, your striker. Striker is your biggest
Yeah.
weakness.
I agree.
It's so obvious that you have players who can score goals. Havertz, fair play to him, was terrible at the beginning of the season, really picked up, did very well. This is me being completely unbiased. Saka toward the end was struggling, but you had other players coming in and doing a job. That's where you were getting your goals from. If you were to get an actual decent goal scorer who fits your system, then yeah, I think Arsenal will be solid all round, personally. Your defence is sound at the moment. Midfield, you've got enough there. Your striker is. But one question to you. If Arteta, with this now, and you get the striker, say you got Gyökeres, right?
Yeah.
And you fail to win a trophy again, is that time to just say, look, he's been here 6 years now. It's time to look elsewhere?
For me, yes, sack him. But the board won't because they like him too much.
Yeah, I agree.
Him and Edu are like that.
Yeah. No, I agree on that one, Angus. I do agree on that one.
And the thing is, though, if we did sack him, who would we get in? I don't know who we get in because Pep won't leave. Well, he won't come to us. Maybe. Ancelotti won't leave me.
Do you know who you should bring in, Angus? I don't care. That's who you should bring on. I don't care.
No, do you know who you should?
You've muted yourself.
You muted.
Well, Angus, listen, we'll talk later because I want to get these other two on and then go. But we will speak. You and me can carry this on privately afterwards. All right, buddy?
Yeah.
I will speak to you soon,
Look
buddy.
forward to the North London derby as well. We'll have a big chat about that.
Damn right. Don't argue. No, yeah, I'm not letting him kiss. If he thinks I'm letting him kiss the badge on this goddamn show, then he's got another goddamn thing coming.
You got to give him for the Stones. You got to give him for the Stones. Fair play.
Listen, I've got a lot of time for Angus. He's a top guy, but there's no kissing a filth badge on this channel for damn sure. Right, 2 people to bring on.
Yeah,
Rick Chetic, then KPV.
Yeah, we've got about 20 minutes. We got one, everyone. We've got about 20 minutes left. So, yes.
Yeah, but no, these will be the final 2 guests. Rick Chetic, out in the open.
Hello.
How are you, buddy?
I'm kind of pissed right now. Hope you guys are well.
All good. Let's hear it.
We're good, bro. We're good.
Oh, no, it's just like I started to coach a team of like 12, 13-year-olds, and we just lost 1-0 last minute. Lucas Moura shit, and sorry for swearing. And
you want.
And the opponents kept doing like black magic, like stomping our players, and yeah, they kind of like so it kind of got to me in the end. And one of the players decided not to like shake our hands and stuff. So yeah. so being a CUNT, more or less.
So where are you now on? Where are you on the data? Let's go. Let's try it a different way.
Yeah.
Don't get any Maple Leaf shot in against me because it'll go right over my head. Just that we suck and we are not going to win a Stanley Cup. Tottenham will win a trophy before they win. Matty, Scarlett's on the bench tonight. We'll see what he does. But where are you? We go down this data analytics.
It's kind of like a road to. I have a question for you guys first. The Fitzpatrick or whatever. I forgot what his name is, but it's like the ITK. Like
Paul O'Keefe?
No, wait.
No, Dan Kilpatrick.
That one.
Yeah.
Is he actually like a Spurs ITK? Is he actually a Spurs ITK? Because like he was hyping up that guy. I showed Dave. Like he removed the post because I comment like. So more or less, he posted this morning when we signed him, like he was in France Olympic squad. So I took a screenshot of the game time, and he got none. So I tagged him and asked him how much game time did he get, and then he removed the post. So I'm kind of wondering all this data. Like, where are we actually getting this from?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
Go on, Dave. You
when
go.
yeah, sorry. So when it
Sorry.
comes to Dan Kilpatrick, he's actually just a journal. He's not a Spurs ITK. He just does
Okay.
journalism. I think for it's Football London. I think it is. He does it for
Okay.
the same one Alistair Gold does it. So he's not an actual
Yeah.
journal. He's a journal, not an ITK.
Okay.
He's not like the others. You know what I mean? Like the likes of Paul
Paul
O'Keefe,
O'Keefe
Colin
and
Steve, and all
okay.
them. Yeah. So he's an actual
No,
journal. Like
because that post kind of pissed me off because that sounded so Levy, to be honest. Like, this is not this is no disrespect to the what's his last name, Wilson, who do something.
okay.
Odegaard. I can't
Yeah.
remember his fucking name. That's how.
Yeah, yeah,
that's
but yeah, this is let's call him Wilson. This is no like
Yeah.
disrespect to Wilson, but in the end of the day, he's 19, and he just made something like, oh, he was in the French Olympic squad. Well, he was, but he didn't play. So why does it matter? And there are other like wingers we have got like earlier for the same price, like Matthias Süle from Juventus. I'm still wondering why we didn't get him, for example. Could it be because of the quota thingy? Like they're trying to go around it? Because this Wilson guy, he's what, 19 or something?
Yeah, he's 19 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably because we got him because of the quota. Probably. I'm not even kidding right now. Because like if like let's not, if we ain't naming people, would you guys rather have like a 21-year-old who has been a pro for like 3 years, or like some guy who's been pro like 1 year, and he's 19,
Yeah.
and they're the same level? Like, then I would rather go for a 21-year-old guy. So like, I'm not like saying he's bad or anything. Like, I haven't seen enough from him, but in the end of the day, this sounds like Levy.
Do you know what? You say that there is something I am the same. We actually haven't spoken about it, Dave. First of all, Dan, you need to be a channel member, but I want to get you on a show on an Evening Brews with me anyway. So I will get you on an Evening Brews this week, Dan. I'll reach out to you. Okay, and Dave, what we do have to talk about is, obviously we didn't mention it. This has been a move in the shadow move by Lange, hasn't it? It fooled every single person. Does that give people in the chat and you two more confidence that there are deals bubbling at the surface waiting to go over? Because
Wait,
this
is
one,
like,
under the radar completely.
is this Lange, or is it?
Well, I think the way it's been kept quiet has been all Lange. Whether the deal is Lange, I don't know.
In the end of the, okay, I'm gonna bring this up again. Sorry, I've been bringing up this transfer a lot of times now, but no disrespect to, I'm. It seems like I'm like kind of like trolling this guy, whatever. But like, no disrespect to this Burnley guy, but who heard about him before the transfer? Like, Leipzig got Anton Nusa, and all the news came out when he was in Leipzig, and he was not even on their like radar. It was Shirky, it was Consensao, it was there was one guy, Johan Bakayoko. Nusa was not even on the list, and it's the same price tag.
Yeah.
Could this be like quiet and like Lange because like no one actually wanted him or something? Like, no one like looks at him like the same way as we do, or like Spurs do right now. Like now when he's in here, I heard he's Eugene Nusa is better because he got Belgian football, and he got played in the Champions League, and he could play for Norway, and he played in the Conference League as well. And Eugene, back like a follow-up question, like I said before, how much have you heard about this guy before Tottenham signing?
That's it. I mean,
That's
a lot. See, that's the thing, Rinketic. He wasn't unknown, and for me, right? when Brian said then about Lange doing it under the radar, no one knew about it, yeah? Well, that's because no one, I'm not being funny, but it's because he's a youth player that no one probably thought Spurs would go for. So there's no point linking him. There's no point linking him to us.
Point. That's, to be honest, kind of my point, because like it ain't like okay, I don't think we're gonna sign Jamal, but it ain't like we're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna spend X, Y, Z on Jamal, because that would be all over the place. Because he has proven.
Yeah, but you got what you got to look at is Højbjerg under the radar. No one had a goddamn clue. Marcel. There's certain deals. Don't get me wrong, and I would say Solanke picked up all of a sudden like it did. It's a big name, it's a Premier League name. When it comes to Højbjerg out, when it came to other players going out, it's been quiet. This one has been very, very quiet. We know Lange.
Yeah. He's still
the shadows,
under the radar.
Paratici, so he's definitely doing something. But the fact that no one, and I do mean no one, picked up on this, shows that this was kept very, very close within Spurs quarters. And I think Lange has been all over this. But do I think he's the one that wanted this trial? I think he's got a way of getting these to be hush-hush. But it's a lot easier to keep this hush-hush than it is Solanke, isn't it?
Exactly. Or even like, I know Stel has been talking about him, Manu Kone from Mönchengladbach. He wants out 25 million. We could easily afford that. But could we see the done be like this, or would be like hanging over a week or something, and then someone else would be, okay, thank you. That's what I'm kind of afraid of when it comes to like better known names who has kind of like proven year in, year out.
There you go. And what are you thinking about Monday?
Monday? MC, it's the Bengals. We're getting the Super Bowl this year.
Leicester, what are we thinking?
3-2 Spurs. And I think we're going to concede on set piece.
Yes, most probably.
What's your guys' thoughts?
I'm going to go the same score as you.
I'm not. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs. I think Leicester will get an early goal. We'll spend the first half looking absolutely dreadful. Second half will come out looking pretty much the same, and then we'll get 2 late goals. And the scorers will be Son and Solanke.
Do you think we actually have there is a small chance we could lose? And I'm not joking.
Yeah,
I'm not
there
trying
is.
to be negative or anything today.
No, of course there is. There is a small chance we can lose, but at the end of the day, we have hope. Well, I do anyway, that we don't.
Yeah, exactly. No, and on paper, we should like run them over.
Yeah, because they're missing a lot of players. Vardy's out. Drewsby Hall's out, I think. Who else is out?
Wasn't he sold?
Was he sold, Drewsby Hall? I seen a list, and I'm just trying to think of it. Yeah, so, but I know they've got a fair few players out, especially first team players.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Monday's the time. But yeah, Eugene. No. Am I seeing that? Yeah. Not even a small chance. Sorry, I was reading a comment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was looking through the comments and I was just reading it.
Well, there you go. Listen, Rinketic, we're going to get TV on.
Big up.
We're going to get to watch some Premier League football, but we'll see you again next week.
Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Big up Rinketic, bro. Give Rinketic some love in the chat, everyone.
All right.
We love coming on.
Let's bring him on.
I'm going to let you run this one, Brian.
Yeah, I will. I'm looking forward to this.
It's the legend. It's the one and only.
It's KPV. How are we doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Just been bowling today in Stevenage and won a game by a score 120. Got 2 strikes and so finally won a game of bowling.
Well done. Now talking
KPV, big up.
See, look at my professionalism here. Have Tottenham hit a strike with this signing? Boom, boom.
Hey, oh.
Carl, what are you thinking?
What, the Burnley lad?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I don't, because I watched him last season for Burnley, and I actually watched the opening game. It was Burnley Man City, and if I'm not wrong, he actually started the game, didn't he? Anyone in the chat check the lineup from the Burnley Man City game on the opening day? I was in a pub watching it, and if I'm not wrong, he actually started. So I could be wrong, but I think I watched Ben and Sim. We are early on. We are Tottenham TV, and I think it's got fans like smiling about it, and I am happy we signed him. But we should have gone for Eze, as you said. I would have gone for Eze and any other right wingers out there. Big up whoever that was. Big up.
Again, a lot of love, KPV, as always. But yeah, listen.
Can I just jump in, Brian?
You
Because
really
you're not
can,
going to
brother.
enjoy this. You're not going to enjoy this. And I did post in the comments pre-warning to everyone because Brian's not going to like this at all. Fabrizio Romano, the release clause for Eberici Eze at Crystal Palace expires today, and no club has activated it. Despite interest from several clubs, the clause expires for the winger today.
We're probably still investigating it. We're probably still monitoring it. We're probably still just. Well, that's my dream blown, isn't it? That's the bubble burst. If it. KPV, did you want Eze?
Yes, I did, because he scored against us earlier this year, a couple of months ago, and we still beat them. That was when you were ill.
Yeah, listen, he's a phenomenal player. And I have to say, Michelle's just said something, and do you know what? I think it is all gearing up. I thought I had won the bet with Isaacs. I thought I had won the bet with Isaacs, and he was going to be wearing an 8 Dagul top. But I'm really starting to fear it's going to be me wearing a 23 Isaacs shirt, and I got a feeling. I've now got a genuine feeling that the Gallagher could be. Are you a Conor Gallagher fan, KPV?
Oh my God! People bringing his name up. I don't like him because he plays for our London rivals, and the same with Poch. The guy said when he left Tottenham, he would never manage our biggest rivals, Chelsea, because he found them as our biggest rivals. And sorry, but he's a Judas. Judas, you don't manage your rivals. You done what SG done in 2001, mate. So welcome to the club. Traitor, like now he's going to manage the US. They're not going to win the World Cup anyway because they'll be in Canada anyway. So hopefully they'll get knocked out by whoever's in their group. Sorry, Poch, but you're not going to make it through the group. They already got knocked out in the last World Cup. So good luck. But you're still getting knocked out. So I don't like him anyway. I liked Poch, but after managing our biggest rivals, I know Arsenal are, but it's Chelsea actually. I don't like him, and I need to just mention something. Why does that kid Cole Palmer sign a 9-year contract at Chelsea? Like, didn't the Premier League change the rules before the start of last season?
It was a 2-year extension, so they can't do anything about extension. And I think, as you know, KPV, with the FFP that we had to try and we were set up for, with the PSR that we were strategically in the right place for, until the big boys with the big lawyers that pay the big money find loopholes, and they're doing it again.
Well, Sunday, City are going to slap him at the bridge, and Cole Palmer's getting marked. And Ben from your Tottenham TV, just so you know, Cole Palmer did not score 3 times against them last season. It was only once. Sterling scored home and away, not Palmer, mate. So make sure you're aware of that, kiddo. And I'm going to have to disagree on that. We're not losing in a final of the Europa League because I want to win it, because that's the only trophy. That's the only European trophy we won, not the Champions League. And I'm going to win that trophy this season and get back in the UCL, because that's where we belong. And those lot down 7 6 as well don't belong there. And Agnes, whatever your name is, did you actually play with Dogi? Lucky sod.
I have to say, KPV, you say it. Do we really deserve to be in the? Why do we deserve to be in the Champions League?
because we belong there. Those lot of 7 assists as well don't, because like that Champions League run we went on was immense. Look at the squad we had. Yeah, Toby and Jan were a part of that team, and we played Ajax, and Toby and Jan played there. Sanchez didn't play with them because Toby and Jan were there first. And Ericsson, sorry if I missed you out, mate. Anyone else I'm missing? I know they're the only players. Like, we should be there because we deserve to be in that competition, and they don't. Like, Pepe had Arsenal in his back pocket in both games earlier this year. The Portuguese Pepe, not the one Arsenal signs, because he's not there anymore. He's still a flop anyway. Yeah, he won an FA Cup. I still don't like him, so glad he's gone. And Arsenal ruined his career, so he's gone. He's still not good enough. So Pepe from Portugal just retired, had Arsenal over in his back pocket last season. He was probably Porto's best player. So hopefully Arsenal get Real Madrid and Bayern Munich in the group, and Arsenal get knocked out, because Harry Kane and Dyer knock Arsenal out would be amazing for us. And I'll be watching the draw next week. Actually, that's when it is. The draw for the Champions League Europa League is next week. So we're going to find out who we get. And I don't want a big team until at least the semis, because if we can go far in that competition and win it, then I'll be happy. Then those lot can stop winding us up, and they're not going to win the Champions League anyway. It's going to be Madrid again, because no one's stopping them. Like, sorry, Arsenal fans, but you're not going to win it anyway. Like,
there you go. Well, listen, KPV, I want your predictions for Leicester.
Yes, mate.
So what's your score? What's your prediction?
I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go big for us to beat Leicester, because people may not remember this, but we beat them in a final season at White Hart Lane. But it was at their ground. We won 6-1. Kane got 4, and I believe Son got 1, and Ali got 1. So I want 6-1 again, and Maddison to score a brace against his old club. And it's the Harry Kane derby. I know Kane's fine, but it's the Harry Kane derby. And
it's the James Maddison. It's the James Maddison and Harry Winks derby right now. It's no Harry Kane, nothing KPV. But as a KPV, we're going to see you next week.
Yeah, I'll go, and yeah, so I'll say 6-1. As I said, Maddison with brace, and maybe Kulu can get on the score sheet because he's been on form. So yeah, Kulu to score and Son to score as well. And Poro, yeah, I'm actually going to go 7-1. Poro
7-1.
Yeah, 7, man, because we haven't scored 7. I don't know, since whenever. We've never scored 7. We only scored 9. That was against Wigan. And like, I wouldn't mind 7 actually was against Hull City. Yeah.
Okay, JPV, I'll let you go. But what I will say to you is, if we win 7-1, you come on this show next week. Any forfeit you say to me, I will do. Any forfeit if we win 7-1.
WhatsApp later, mate.
Okay, well, you've got a week to think of it if we win 7-1. All right?
All right.
All right, buddy.
Have a good weekend, and I'll see you all next week. And as always, Levy out.
Big up, KVV. Big up.
Oh. There we go. So 7-1. I think I've got no forfeit coming, but he did. I will say he did say that we were going to lose 6-1 to Newcastle when we lost 6-1 So KV,
well, you could be in trouble there. You could be banging trouble.
Yeah, well, I want Ryan Isaacs to bet me, and then things will be good. Right, we have got 7 questions we're going to go through. Then we're going to let everyone go through and enjoy Just United. So
yes, we'll do it quickly.
I'll bring them up. Tottenham tour. If we are basing our charts on data, we have bought a winger, predominantly left wing, who can play on the right. Data must be based in his left wing game. So did we need a left winger?
No, we didn't need one. Actually, no. Actually, thinking about it, yes, actually, right. If you think about it, let's think logically, right? Like I said to Angus, right? You have hypothetically Son and Johnson. Behind them as rotation, you have Timo and you have Kulusevski. And behind them, you have the new player and you have Mikey Moore. So if we're looking at a full rotation of the 3, and the ability to obviously, like Mike Walters just said, then he can play both sides, and you can rotate that way. Then, well, technically, yeah, you're buying them for that system to have 3 wingers with 2 strikers up front. Will Lancashire staying? So technically, you got 3 wingers each side and 3 strikers. I mean, could that have been the data? Because that's why they were doing it.
All I will say is, from what I've heard and what I've seen, he's a right footer that can cut in on the left, or he's a right footer that can go out wide on the left. Cheers, Brian, buddy. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate it. It's messages like that and some other messages I've got from certain people in a very, very positive light that make it from the genuine people compared to the fools that do it another way. But yeah, so I agree. When I saw he predominantly plays on the left, you're like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, so that's that one. Then we've got from Baz 3, Spurs 1, big up Lange, big up lads. Should Ange be given time beyond this season to build what he has started and we get results in the coming year? Changing won't help if he does not deliver this. 100% behind this. What about you, Dave?
Yes, with a caveat. Let me add my caveat. Depending on how bad the season is, if we're hitting relegation form and he's been given a 60-odd million pound striker, he's been given 30 million pound winger, he's been given midfielders, then and we're sitting down that relegation start, then relegation part, then unfortunately, no, I wouldn't give him any longer because then he's been given players, albeit not all the players, but he's given enough to not be sitting down at that bottom end of the table. If we're sitting comfortably, then of course, give him more years, give him more players. Why not? I'm sick to death of watching new managers come in. It's boring.
Exactly. Well, listen, we're not going to be in the bottom half of the table. We never will. Or we've been there. We're not going there anytime soon. Please, God. This isn't going to be another one-day Ramos with 2 points from 8 games. That's not going to be it. I keep saying, mate, even if it had been Nuno right now, I'd be saying the same thing. Because if you keep chopping and changing managers, we just end up in the same place. So I 100% will stay with Ange. Yes, there is Adam. There's loads of news, and it's all that it was absolute nonsense. So the news is there is absolutely no news. Stuart's on form. How many points from our first 5 games? So we have Leicester, Everton.
Right, before you do this, sorry, my apologies. Just quickly, on Morning Brews, I read out our first 6 games. Unfortunately, my website only linked half of the actual games. But what it was it'd have 1 game there and 1 game there after each other. I just read the left side and it made me look like a right fool. So screw you, the Premier League website. You're rubbish and I hate you. And you made me look like
so let's have how many points Dave, we got Leicester, obviously, Everton at home, Newcastle away, the Filth, and then Brentford at home.
Ooh,
I wonder what people in the chat are thinking as well. So 15 points there. Leicester,
15.
Everton, Newcastle to Arsenal. Bro, let's break it down, you and me, Dave, together. Yeah. Monday night, how many points we taking?
3.
All right, so I'm with you on that. Everton.
3.
Yeah, all right, we'll go 6. Newcastle away.
Draw. So 1 point.
Okay, I'm going 0. So you're on. So you can yours up. Then the Filth at home.
3 points. I'm never going to give them any points. They're 3 points.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be realistic here. So I know where I am right now. And then Brentford at home.
3 points. 12, like I said.
So you're going for 12 points.
12 points.
You can't. Wait a minute. You've gone for 3.
Is it 12? Have I got?
You've gone for 10 points.
10 points, I meant. 10 points. So, stop it. Maths are not working. I'm not mathing properly.
I'm going at best. Exactly what Eugene has just Tequila said, sorry.
No. But you could bring up tweaks and bring up Eugene because they agree with me. 10 points.
So, okay, we'll go through it. So I'm ready for it. I'm with tequila all day long. Show me the lights. That's good.
Yeah. That's a good number.
9 points out of 15. That I would take that. That's the league wrapped up. You're talking about your lot. Twig's gone 10. Scott's gone 5. Let's have a look. So that's draw with Leicester. Do you know what? I can't see them losing. Sorry, I can't see us losing. But I could see a 2-2. I've gone 3-2.
Yeah.
We should beat Everton at home. And then I agree, although I've gone win against Brentford. So I've gone 9. 3 wins, 2 defeats to Newcastle and the Filth. Eugene's gone 10. Daniel's gone 7. That's bold.
Breakdown.
That is bold from just a harmless potato. 12 from the first 7. Rodney Tross has been a dipstick and added more games. You plonker. 7 from mate. We're both there. So yes, we've got a lot of 9s. But yeah, I can't see anything more than 9. It will be an absolute bonus. Anything less than 9,
Tragedy.
then what was? Yeah. Right. So the next one is. Oh, it's a great one from Crottamano.
Ooh.
And I've got a feeling a few Hull fans in here might say, our manager. But who do you reckon the first manager to go is?
Chelsea's.
Well, that's a big shout.
Chelsea's. He's not going to do well to start with, and they'll sack him. That's what they like.
I'm just bringing out the Premier League. No, do you know who I'm going to go for?
Go on then. I'm
going to go for a man I just mentioned. And I said if he was our manager right now, I'd still stand by him and back him. And again, Tequila and me are like this. That's who I'm going for. That's exactly who I was about to say.
No, because who's Nuno managing? Who's Nuno managing?
Huh?
Who's Nuno managing?
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to sack him straight off the bat. They'll give him a lot of time.
Well, it's not straight off the bat. He had half a season.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're not going to sack him that early. Chelsea, like, you know what I mean? They buy all the schools up. Chelsea buy all the schools up, and they're sacking him.
If they get off to a bad start and get caught adrift, remember they could have point deductions as well again. So they've got.
Yeah, but Chelsea are as well.
I'm standing by for it. Just as potatoes going Leicester.
Okay.
I'm sticking firm with Nuno. You're going Chelsea's manager.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but I just know he's going to be sacked.
He's the ex-Leicester manager. I can't remember his name though.
Oh, there you go.
Eugene.
Then he's definitely being sacked.
Eugene, how much game time do you think Mikey Moore's getting? I'll go quick. I think he's going to come as an impact sub for a majority of the games in the Premier League. 15 to 10, 15 minutes here and there, maybe a bit more. I think you will see a lot more of him in the cup competitions. So if you're talking Premier League, bit part, but I think he'll start quite a few of the Europa League games. Dave?
Yeah. I think he'll get the odd 5-10 minutes there, depending on injuries as well. If we get injuries to Johnson, to Kulu, and players like that, I think more time. He needs to be integrated slowly. I know people think this kid is a talent, but if you throw him into the Premier League, he will get destroyed by defenders. He needs to be braked in easy and slowly. So, yeah, the odd 5, the odd end of games here and there. And within the lower rounds of the Carabao and the FA Cup and that, I think you'll get a bit more time there.
There you go. The final question. The final question from Tequila asked me, would I want to see CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin? Any time to see Stone Cold is worth it, but obviously The Rock, I'd rather. Right, people. That is it. We have 10 minutes before the Premier League kicks off. I will say, Dave, once again, thank you for doing this with me, buddy.
No, I love it. I love doing the member show, mate. I love getting people on. I wish more would. I wish we had an abundance of people on that were here for ages. But I love the chat. Everyone's wicked. No dramas tonight, so it's awesome. And yeah, overall, great show, mate. I loved it.
So I will say to all of you guys, we're picking up subscribers daily. Your interactions have been brilliant. Just to let you know what's coming up. My From the Heart speech is going to be chopped and brought out singly probably tomorrow. Sunday, who knows, we might pop up, who knows, depending on what we're doing. Monday, there will be morning brews There won't be an Evening Brews Monday because I will be at the Scotland Yard ready for our kickoff. Hopefully I will get a lot of footage from the Scotland Yard, but my reaction, as well as other reactions, will be posted. If any of you guys who have got me on social media or the channel on social media and you want to be a part of maybe putting your reactions on the channel, reach out to us. There will be, like I said, no Anger Management, no Evening Brews Monday because of it. But on Tuesday, you're going to get 3 shows. You're going to get Morning Brews. You're going to get the return of Anger Management. And then you're going to have Evening Brews. So, guys, enjoy the weekend, whatever you're doing. The Premier League is back. Dave, you want to do your catchphrase?
I do, yes, sir. And that is Dummer, Neen, Mind.
And I will say, like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, Levy out.